With that, let's get out to Soldier Field. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you much, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to one of our favorite spots, venerable Soldier Field in Chicago.
I gotta stop doing now.
We've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Chicago Bears.
Bruh, he need to go to the Pro Bowl. But look, bruh, if Zeke don't go to the Super Bowl, he gonna have to go.
Now the first carry for Doug Martin. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. Big Eddie Goldman there on the tackle. Second down, Winston. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphreys. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Bro, you funny, bro. You see how defense feels.
First down, here's the run with Martin. Shreds the tackle. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
Over the middle to Evans. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
They got two big-ass receivers.
On third down, Winston. He finds Humphreys. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Yep, and I got Evans.
When you hit it just right,
I think Vince Jackson hurt, though.
And then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, he picks up additional yardage after it.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6. Now a second down throw for Winston. And that's complete to Huff. 12 yards there as they move the chains. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence. It allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road. On second down, Martin. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
You heard that boy, Nico Fitzpatrick said about him. He said, goddamn, last year Cleveland didn't see the real Bama defense. He said they're going to see the real defense Monday.
Pickup, and it brings up second and goal. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it.
Oh, man.
And it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Here's carry number 1 for Jordan Howard. A gain of 3, second down. Second down following the run. Now Barkley. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Here's Barkley. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big-time play there for the Bears. 51 yards.
So let's go ahead and add to the difficulties of guys trying to cover receivers. They got to deal with speed, shiftiness, all that stuff. But how about when they have height and length and deep downfield? You throw the ball up in the air. That's how they uncover at the end of a route, by being able to go up over the top and make a big catch.
This is Howard on second down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
That was a nice play by the defense, but the offense can't let that one play define them. Let it go, move on, and start over again.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And now the Buccaneers offense gets set to head back onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know.
And he is going to go down. He will be sacked on the final play of this first quarter. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Bucs in possession of the football as we begin the second quarter. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. 3rd and long for Winston. He's got Evans. Give him 30 yards there.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
He finds his target. It's Evans. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Now Jameis on 2nd down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, you know, because you always hear about the smaller running back. When he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big offensive linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage.
2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. So backed up to the 6 now. 3rd and goal. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They'll run here with Sims. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Charles Sims, a 5-yard touchdown run. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. After the touchdown, Aguayo now ready for the kickoff. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. So they're able to connect and beat the man coverage.
Nice job between the two of them. One getting downfield, the other one delivering.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They go with Howard again. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. In on the stop, Bradley McDougal. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break.
Let's go. Green 39.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. They give him 12 yards and a first down.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Keith Tandy. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So out come the Bucs now. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Their confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Second down, Winston. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. Third down here. On third down, Winston. And break, the tight end's got it. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be fourth down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
On fourth down, they do snap it to Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
I remember in pregame when we were talking to him on the field, and he took his gloves off and showed us his fingers. A few misshapen ones in there, and now we know why, trying to catch those types of bullets.
That was a dart. Yeah, even for a talented receiver, those are tough to hang on to. Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Now a second down throw for Winston. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And this is a spot late in the clock near midfield, though. Maybe take a couple chances, see if you get in field goal range.
You do that if you have trust. And this should be a position now where the great ones, they relish this opportunity to try and put points on the board. Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. Here's Barkley. And, oh, he's going to be hit and driven into the turf. Gerald McCoy breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. And the defense will try and pin their ears back and get pressure again here after the sack. It's third down. Now Barkley, he's going to loft one, deep left side here. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
That's the boy, ain't hard, right?
We are just a PAT away from a tie game, and I know everyone's going to look at it and go, tie game, all even? They just scored. If they kick this extra point and tie it, they're going to feel like they're the ones that are in control.
So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3.
Who?
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. They'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Back to throw now on first down. Backing up. He's going to launch this thing way down. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Chicago. Alshon Jeffrey, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bears have taken the lead. And he knocks it through. After the touchdown, Barth now to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. It's a gain of 14 there. And it's good enough for a Tampa Bay first. And now they're in the hurry up. A first down throw for Winston. Evans has it left side. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line.
Usually hitting a deep post pattern, as we just saw there for a big gainer, that's tough to do because you usually have a safety or two in the middle of the field. But if you hit enough crossers and underneath routes and curls, start to get those guys creeping up, wanting to make plays on the football. It's the equivalent of a changeup in baseball. You show your other stuff, throw the changeup, and on that play, it worked for big yardage. Playing as a 3-4 up front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
From the red zone now, Winston. And this is Shepard on the catch. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so. Second down, Winston. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
That one was tipped up in the air and fortunately fell away for the defense because if the offense is able to grab that one, that's a short little jaunt into the end zone because there's not enough reaction time off of a tip ball for the defense to rally and make a tackle. They were very fortunate on that play.
The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves them with a first and goal. And quickly, they get to the line. From the 4-yard line, it's first and goal now. Here's Martin. A strong running. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Doug Martin, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And he's got it up and through. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Now the Bears offense ready to take over again. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Offense looking to avoid a 3rd and long. It's 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Finding time. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
That ball was tipped in the air, and while it ultimately fell incomplete, it caused a few anxious moments for the guy slinging it, who's had quite a day. He knows how to get it into the end zone. He's throwing it really, really well. And maybe Lady Luck is on his side because he avoided his first interception of the contest.
And that's caught at the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line.
I know they had good coverage downfield, but you have to wonder, on 3rd and long like that, how does that happen that they can get that far downfield and complete a pass? You got to guard the sticks.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. They'll come out in the pistol. First down, Winston. He's got his man on the crossing route. 6 yards on the pickup, and it'll be a 2nd down. Now a 2nd down throw for Winston. It's hauled in by Shepard. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Winston now to throw on 1st down. Caught. It's Huff. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Come
They're
on,
going to hurry
come on.
back to the line now.
Fuck.
Back now at Soldier Field. They'll run it now out of the gun. He can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That one goes for 16
Tell
yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
All right, it's football 101 to know that the quarterback controls just about everything on offense. But a lot of times what gets missed is that the center controls line play. He has to communicate to the guards and the tackles what type of front they're facing, how they're going to block it, and what adjustments need to be made sometimes on the fly as a defense will shift. Give the center a lot of credit because for the most part, he's got big defensive linemen over his face all game long that he's got to try and block and protect his quarterback and create space for his runner. In this case, he did a really nice job of communicating and executing.
3rd and goal. Can the offense punch it in here from the 1? And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. So a pressure spot here for Roberto Aguayo. This to break our 4th quarter tie. And that is no good. He pulled it just a wee bit wide left. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. Trying to shake off the interception. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. William Golston in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now he'll throw deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands.
And he's going to go down. Back in his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. On play action. They'll throw. He's going to wind up and air it out. And got his man complete. Past the 20. Touchdown.
No, man. His knee was right.
Alshon Jeffrey, 93 yards. And the Bears have broken the tie. So it was 4th down. They go deep to try to pick up the first. They pick up more than that. They pick up a score.
I'm not even sure the analytics guys would think that was a good gamble. 4th down there going for it. But they pressed the issue. And not only did they complete the pass downfield, how about the run after catch that ends up culminating in a touchdown? That's a huge play.
It's a short kick, taking it to 15. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
Now Jameis on 2nd down. And break, the tight end's got it. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. They'll run it. Here's Martin. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
I don't care what anyone says. I want a big-time back gaining this kind of yardage each and every time I step on the field. A tone setter, these guys are hard to find.
Over the middle to Evans. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. He's back to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's an entire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
And he finds a man on a crossing route. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. There were a couple holes there, partner. Was that zone coverage?
That's exactly what it was, Brandon. When you see man-to-man, that defender runs with the receiver. In this case, they were just taking care of their zone coverages, their responsibilities on the field, and the offense found the open space.
And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And here we go on 1st and goal. Now they run with Sims. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And when the defense wins and gives up no yardage on a running play, that's something they can build on and carry themselves forward throughout the game.
Sims. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. So they've had 2 cracks at it from the 3. They haven't moved the ball an inch.
And I don't think you can continue to go ahead and run up against that brick wall.
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute.
And while it appears the heavy lifting was accomplished by scoring the touchdown, they're still down 1. That
set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk-reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Marquise Wilson, the one he was trying to get it to. And it's 2nd down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. They isolate Jeffrey to the left side. Now Barkley. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third. Here's Barkley. He's going to try and go deep again. That's caught inside the 20. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And it's off the left upright. Oh, my goodness. Heartache. It's no good. And that changes everything here in OT. Nothing between these two teams for 4 quarters. Here we go to begin overtime. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Muscles him off. And the decision to bring it out in a good one as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because
blitz coming, and down he goes. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. And they're going to speed things up here. Now a first throw here in overtime. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
But that's the type of pass play that you need to wait for routes to develop. You need a little time in the pocket. But that's hard to do when you got people in your face.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. He's going to loft one deep. Oh, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to him, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
And part 1 is done, now part 2. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Another tote for the workhorse, Martin. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Carry number 20 here for Martin. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It was Willie Young that wound up getting him down.
Everyone's looking for the big runs, the explosive yard plays. But anytime you're picking up good yardage and setting yourself up on down and distance, offenses love that too.
It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Fresh set of downs here. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Now Sims. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Eddie Goldman breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to have to put a nickname after something like that, some big jelly or something like that.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. But there is a penalty marker down. They might be forced to try this one again.
Damn. That nigga was 88%. Yeah, I see. Fuck him.